2021 Ford Bronco, one of the most anticipated new car releases in recent memory. Let's go! Alright, let's talk about what we know about the upcoming Ford Bronco. But first, let's take a quick look back at how the Bronco got its start and how we got to where we are now. First gen. The Bronco was born from the idea to create an off-road vehicle that could compete with the likes of the Jeep CJ5 and the International Harvester Scout. The first Ford Broncos were produced starting in 1965 for the 1966 model year and continued production through 1977. Second gen. Produced for 2 years, 1978 and 1979. It was based on Ford's F-Series truck chassis and would continue to be for all future Bronco generations. The Bronco's dimensions grew much larger than its predecessor, which was an interesting move for Ford since other manufacturers were building smaller vehicles at that time. Third gen. Was produced from 1980 to 1986 and was nominally shorter and lighter. Of note, during the third generation's production run, Ford also rolled out the Bronco 2, a smaller two-door SUV based on the Ford Ranger platform. I'll leave it up to everyone else to decide if the Bronco 2 is actually a real Bronco. But I will say that I owned a 1985 Bronco 2 and I absolutely love that thing. Okay, back to the Big Daddy. Fourth gen. Produced between 1987 and 1991, it received some interior and exterior updates, including front sheet metal shared with the Ford F-150. Fifth gen? Produced between 1992 and 1996, it was more aerodynamic and included various safety changes. Boring! By 1996, consumer demand for SUVs had shifted towards more roadworthy designs. Sadly, Ford announced the discontinuation of the Bronco and the last model rolled off the assembly line on June 12th of that year. The Bronco died and the world cried. For years, Bronco enthusiasts yearned for a new Bronco, and in 2004 it seemed like they might have their wishes fulfilled when Ford unveiled a new Bronco concept at the North American Car Show. The concept harkened back to its roots with a short wheelbase, round headlamps, and a square roofline. It was well received by the automotive press and automotive enthusiasts alike. However, a new Bronco never materialized, and it looked like all hope for the Bronco returning to Ford's lineup was lost. That is, until 2017, when Ford announced its intent to put the Bronco back into production. After Ford's announcement, speculative renderings and questionable information floated around the internet. Then, in spring of 2020, we got our first glimpse of what appeared to be Bronco production models. We now know that there are actually 2 Bronco models, each with a 2- and 4-door variant. First up is the Bronco Sport. This is the smaller of the 2 models and is a unibody construction vehicle based on the Ford Escape. It has more rounded body panels than its big brother, similar to other vehicles in its class, the Jeep Compass, Jeep Renegade, and RAV4. It will come standard with all-wheel drive, and while it will probably handle light off-road duty, it's intended to be a capable on-road vehicle that will get you through some snow, rain, and other less than ideal conditions. It will be offered with 2 available power plants, a 1.5-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder or a 2.0-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, each of which will be controlled by an 8-speed automatic transmission. The Bronco Sport will be offered in 5 different trim levels, whose names pay homage to some of America's national parks. Base trim, Big Bend, Outer Banks, Badlands, and First Edition. The Bronco Sport will be offered in a number of colors, but I have not found any swatches. Now, drum roll please. The big boy, the Bronco. This is the full-size big brother of the Bronco Sport and will be based on the Ford Ranger platform. It has a more squared-off, rugged style than the Sport model and includes beefier tires and a rear-mounted spare. This guy is intended to be a true 4x4 off-roader to compete head-to-head with the Jeep Wrangler. Like the Sport, it will be offered in 2- and 4-door variants. But unlike the Sport, the doors will be removable using a patented easy latch system that Ford developed. Another cool feature is that the doors will be stowable in the cargo area. How cool is that? Since the doors can be removed, Ford also made a smart move by placing the rear view mirrors on the A-pillars so that they can continue to be used while the doors are off. And while you have the doors off, you might as well take the whole top off because it's removable! Well done, Ford. This guy is going to be powered by one of two engine options, a 2.3 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder or a 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, each controlled by a 10-speed automatic transmission that was jointly developed by Ford and GM. There are even rumors of a manual transmission, but that has yet to be confirmed. This thing should be a beast off-road with its 4-wheel drive system, long travel independent front suspension, and live axle setup with leaf springs in the rear, with both front and rear setups being designed by Dana. It will also have a locking rear diff and possibly a limited slip front diff. While neither the Bronco or Bronco Sport have officially been revealed by Ford, Ford has publicly stated that the reveal would take place sometime this spring. So I googled that, and it turns out that spring ends on June 20th. So, if the plan holds, we'll see the new designs revealed soon. So when can we get our hands on the new Bronco and Bronco Sport? Well, that's still somewhat up in the air. The Bronco Sport was originally scheduled for an April 2020 release. However, production has reportedly been delayed until at least September due to the coronavirus. Knowing this, it would seem reasonable to expect the new Broncos to be hitting showroom floors by the end of 2020 or possibly early in 2021. One thing is for sure, whenever we do get our hands on the new Bronco, it will have been well worth the wait. So what do you guys think about the new Bronco and Bronco Sport? Will the Bronco Sport be worthy of the Bronco badge? Which one will you be purchasing when they're released? Let me know in the comments section below. And while you're down there, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it. And while you're at it, you might as well click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified about any future Bronco content or any other videos about other car topics that we have planned. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.